Good morning, kids. I'm back with you again today. We're going to continue looking at Moses. Yesterday, God showed Pharaoh his power through Moses. And today, Pharaoh has decided to let the Israelites go. He's like, get out of here. The 10 plagues were enough for him. And so we're going to be looking at what happened next. When we're in Exodus 13. Verse 17, it says, when Pharaoh let the people go, God didn't lead them by the way of the land of the Philistines, even though that was shorter. God, if the people, God thought if the people have to fight and face war, they will run back to Egypt. So God led the people by the roundabout way through the Red Sea. The Israelites went up out of the land of Egypt, ready for battle. They set out and camped at Etham at the edge of the desert. The Lord went in front of them in the day in a pillar of a cloud, and in the night in the pillar of a fire. And so God was guiding them every step of the way. He didn't just rescue them from Egypt and say, okay, you guys go about the way. He led them, visibly. Okay, so it was like a cloud came down and was moving in front of them, or there's a pillar, which is like a long column of fire, was through the night. And so he was always with them, guiding them. And it says the column of cloud during the day and the column of fire at night never left its place in front of the people. And so it was always with them. And then right after, as he led them, they get to the Red Sea and they're like, oh no, what's going on? We get the Red Sea. And by that time, Pharaoh had changed his mind and wanted them back. And so he started chasing them. So they got this big sea in front of them and an army behind them. And that's when Moses stretched out his hands and the Red Sea parted and the Israelites walked across on dry ground, which is amazing. I mean, you think about it, we get mud season here. It rains. After the rain, the ground's not dry, but that's what happened for the Israelites. He parted the Red Sea and the ground became dry. God was showing his people that he was always there for them, visibly through the cloud and the fire, and then providing a way through the Red Sea so that they can escape Pharaoh. And the people that Moses and God were leading, they weren't very grateful. They get they get out there, and they said to Moses, weren't there enough graves in Egypt that you took us away from to die in the desert? What have you done bringing us out of Egypt like this? Didn't we tell you the same thing in Egypt? Leave us alone. Let us work for the Egyptian. It would be better for us to work for the Egyptians than to die in the desert. They didn't have a lot of faith in God that had just done all these miracles in front of them, because all the miracles all the power that God demonstrated to Pharaoh, the Israelites saw. Moses saw, the people saw, they witnessed all that, and they had already forgotten that as they got into the desert. They get to the Red Sea, they forgot that God that did all that demonstrated all that power to Pharaoh was the same one leading them. And that can be, we can look back and say, I don't understand how they did that, but we do that too. We face different things like, God, I don't understand. Where are you at? And he's like, I'm right here. Don't you remember I did this for you, or I was there for you? I'm right here. And so in Moses, in chapter 15, starts with this song. Then Moses and Israelites sang this song to the Lord. I will sing to the Lord for an overflowing victory. Okay. Right after they cross the Red Sea, Pharaoh's army catches up to them, and they start crossing, and then the Red Sea comes back, and they get washed away. And then the Israelites, oh yeah, this is God we're talking about here. He did all that in Egypt. He saved us here. He has gotten rid of our enemies. And then they sang to God of the victory he has provided for them. Their natural response when God has saved them is praise. I like singing praise music, worship music. I don't do it very well, which is why I'm not in the choir or in the band. Miss Melanie would not like me up there. But, you guys can sing. I know you do. I know you like singing. We sing in Sunday school all the time. We sing at VBS all the time. And so each week there's a video in the description of a song that we can sing out praises to Jesus, just like the Israelites did when when God saved them in the desert. So check that out, and we will see you tomorrow as we finish up Moses tomorrow. Have a great day.